everybody, Arnaldo Walkman here. Magic, mystery, and wonder. This is not going to happen in this live stream. Stay tuned for Gear It First live Q&A. Hey everybody, Arnaldo Walkman here with Gear It First. I realize it's actually been quite some time since I have done a live Q&A, so I wanted to get that knocked out. Now there is going to be a private live Q&A for those in the Master School Dancers Buyers Only group. Those are the people that have purchased the Master School Dances series, available at masterschooldances.com. Now, because of that, I will answer pretty much anything you guys can imagine today. So leave your comments in the chat on, if you're tuning in live, you know where the chat is. If you're not, then you're just going to get to listen in. If you have any questions, I'll make sure you tune in for the next live Q&A. Any advanced school dance topics, though, I will not be discussing because that is something that is pretty much reserved for the insider group. So I'm going to go through some of the personal questions first, and then I got a bunch of questions that popped up in the chat. And as always, any questions, anything like that, leave them there. I'm by certainly no means the end-all, be-all, Arceus, Compute show, even some capture stuff. I'll do my best to be able to answer it. The first question that came in, actually, it's been from several people, and that's how my LASIK has went. Well, in case you can't tell, my eyes are super red, but they don't hurt. I'm actually on my last day of antibiotics and the steroids, and I can see clearly. It is a beautiful thing. Not to mention that, I'll show you some. We'll go on a personal note here. First thing I did is I bought some dope-ass sunglasses. So I got the Oakley gas cans. I got these aviators, but it's kind of hard to see. They use dichroic glass, so it has the 4 schools only colors, so that way I actually can match. And then I got, these aren't the Bat Wolves. What the hell are these? These are something, I don't know, some weird name. The turbine rotors, but look how legit. Woo, with the new prism lens. So yeah, first thing I did with LASIK is go out and buy glasses. Clearly. Now, there is a 10-second delay as well, so if it does take me a minute to answer your question or so, it may be because there's either a bunch of questions before yours, or simply because, again, we've got that, what's the one I'm thinking? We've got that big old delay coming in. Hopefully that also helps with a little bit of the buffer issues, which luckily we haven't had a chance. I also had another question, and I forgot to write the guy's name down, so I apologize. But they saw my video series. I did a small playlist on building your own media server for, like, for example, MediaMaster, the Arcadis MediaMaster Express or Pro, or the new Grand VJ XT. And they asked me, what capture card do I use? Do I still recommend either the Blackmagic or the AverMedia? I would never, ever recommend Blackmagic. I have not had a good experience. I mean, they're decent cards. For the money, you know, there's not a lot of them that can do what they can do for the money. The problem is that their customer service is non-existent. And at Infocom, I went over and I called them out on it, and they said, well, you know, they'll be much better about it. They're trying to, you know, do better in sense of being able to answer questions and all that they are surprised to hear that people have had bad experience. I'm like, listen, just search your name on any of the forums. People complain about your support being non-existent. So we'll see what happens. The AverMedia is an $80 card, and it's great, except any laptop you hook it to or computer, it gives an HDCP error, so you do need to use some sort of HDCP stripper. If you don't have an HDCP stripper, just buy one of those cheap HDMI splitters from Amazon. Almost all of them strip the HDCP, but they don't advertise that for legal reasons. I've had a lot of people that have used the Magewell stuff, Magewell, or yeah. And there's a USB version. A lot of people have had really good success with it. I haven't had many, or haven't heard many complaints about that. You know, I still use a Blackmagic again because I bought a whole bunch of those at the same time. Just don't expect any customer support right away, especially since there's no phone number on the website, and that part bothers me a bit. Next question, and again, some of them are coming in, so as they're coming in, I'll be sure to copy and paste them over here. Mark Simon asks a little bit about Lightrider. What's the updates? In case you guys haven't seen, Lightrider has mentioned that they do have a big update coming out. I cannot discuss what is on that update, nor can I discuss a couple of big things that's going to be coming out to Lightrider, or coming from Lightrider, I guess is the way to say. But I can tell you this, that if you're considering a sound switch, don't even bother with it. Lightrider is going to be a true plug and play. It's going to be a heck of a lot more affordable, because if you're looking for a true plug and play, 9 out of 10, you're looking for something really affordable. Lightrider is going to be it. So hang on, don't get anything, wait a month. I don't even think a month. I think like maybe 15, 20 days, and you should start hearing something. You obviously hear it at Gear It First, so you'll gear it first. Just wait, I promise you. So Lightrider, in case you guys are not familiar, it's basically a DMX app that works on ArtNet. Right now, the free version works on ArtNet. Once the new version comes out, obviously you have to pay if you want to run ArtNet, or if you want one of their dongles, it runs free. And that's where I can't speak too much. But I can tell you that right now, Lightrider runs on ArtNet. If you have an Android, it will run on the ADJ MyDMX Buddy. I think it'll run in the MyDMX 3 box. Unfortunately, I guess iOS doesn't yet allow you to send DMX out through the actual port. So I think that's what's kind of holding things up. But if you have an Android, it's... First of all, the fact that it runs on Android, that's a pretty big deal. But what's really cool is that basically there's no DMX programming. You just patch in your fixtures and you say, okay, I want it to chase back and forth. I just want to do these colors. There's pre-built chases, pre-built colors. Or heck, if you don't even want to do that, you can just say, I'm playing a slow song, I'm playing a fast song, I'm playing a medium song. And there is a beat detection that uses your microphone, so you don't have to have it tied to Serato. And if you use Virtual DJ, Serato, Traktor, definitely pay attention to Light Rider because some really cool things are coming out. Again, I can't discuss too much of it. I don't think unless they make the announcement, I don't want to be the first to say it because I don't know what I'm supposed to say. But once I find out from them, hey, can I let the cat right out of the bag, then we can certainly, go on from there. Also, guys, if you're watching this, please make sure to share this on your Facebook wall and don't just stay silent. Keep that chat going. Keep questions, etc. DJ Scandal says he bought a pair of Mackie SRM 650s, but he hears about EVs and QSC a lot. Should he be looking to upgrade? I don't know why people talk about QSC. I don't like the sound out of them. And I get it. QSC was the first one to the market with the affordable, super powerful, powered speaker. I get that. But the EVs sound a hell of a lot better. If you're looking between the EVs and the QSCs, EVs, and even not just that versus the QSCs, hell, Yamaha versus QSC, Yamaha. PreSonus versus QSC, PreSonus. Now, granted, PreSonus isn't as high-powered, so let's take them out of the equation because we're talking not in terms of wattage, but in terms of output. I don't personally care for the K-Series. I don't like the sound. I know that a lot of people say the KW is very similar to the HPR series, which sounded great. I don't think so. So that's my personal thing. I would say go EV now, whether you do the ZLX or the ELX, the EKX, and the ETX. It really depends on how loud do you want it to get. The ELX, the EKX, and the ETX, for the most part, have a pretty redonkulous DSP that I can tell you I've abused the hell out of my ETXs. I've run them on with the limit, the thermal, and the clipping light, just solid on, not even flashing, just solid on, and they still haven't blown. So they are absolutely worth getting, especially because of that DSP. The fact that it's got a delay built in, I can run 3 speakers in one cluster and not worry about comb filtering. So Scandal, definitely look at the EVs. You're gonna love them for sure. As far as the Mackie SRM 650s, I don't think I've heard of those. But I have the 450s, and they are literally doorstops right now. So no joke. They are literally doorstops right now in my warehouse. So that should tell you how we feel about the 450s. Plus, 2 totally different animals. And a lot of people say, well, those are the Chinese ones. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. The Italian-made Mackies sounded good back then. But now they don't. So that's just my opinion on it. Sableye GXDO asks if you have Hangouts. I actually do have Google Hangouts under Gear First. I'm never on it because just like Google Plus, nobody's on it. So no, I'm only on it when I'm making a phone call or something through Google Voice. Tim King says, do you recommend the Airstream Bridge or MyDMX for mobile DJ and why? Ooh. If you're a single op and you just want basic control, by all means, go with Airstream Bridge. Matter of fact, it doesn't matter what you get. Go with Airstream Bridge because Airstream Bridge has now been unlocked with a new firmware to run on ArtNet, which means it'll run on any DMX software or any DMX system that runs on ArtNet. Now, the new MyDMX update, you can actually add ArtNet universes. So if I have, let's say, for example, MyDMX Buddy or the MyDMX 3 box, and I have MyDMX 3 and I buy an ArtNet universe, I now can have one universe coming out of my box and another universe going wirelessly directly into the Airstream Bridge. That's pretty damn cool. If I have a bunch of like dots, let's say the ADJ dots pars, I can put them on 3-channel mode and this pixel mapping mode. And now I can connect my box directly to Arceus, Media Master, or Grand VJ. And now with the ArtNet mapper, I can control my lights, my floodlights, directly from Arceus wirelessly using the Airstream Bridge. If you download the Airstream Bridge software, you play, you're like, I don't like this, it's not powerful enough, or doesn't do what I want it to be, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. You can download Luminaire. You can download anything else, including Light Rider, as long as it supports ArtNet or streaming ACN, which is it's a big boy protocol. Airstream will run it. So I would say go with the Airstream, but you can download both softwares. You can see a lot of the tutorials on mine. Sorry, y'all there. If you're looking for like the most robust and easiest to use for a single person, I think you'll be happier with Airstream Bridge with the Airstream app. And if you are on Facebook, you can join the Airstream user discussion group and you can actually talk directly to the developer. So let me real quick scroll over here down to the next set of questions. And again, this is a very fast Q&A. So the moment we run out of questions is the moment we log off. So if you guys have any questions, anything you want to ask, put them in the chat right away. Let me actually, oops, I copy and pasted the wrong set here. Hang on one second. And leave a message on the chat. There we go. So, Tim, hopefully that answers. If I didn't, please let me know. Another one actually popped up on my Facebook. Guys, please make sure to leave the questions directly on the chat. The most ridiculous thing I've heard at a school sales meeting, in case you guys don't know, this is, well, if you're just starting to sell schools now, you're a little too late. That doesn't mean you can't book, but if you want to make it big, you should have started back before summer began. Most ridiculous thing I've heard. This was 3-4 years ago, and the teacher looked at me. I don't think she and I clicked. I think that's the one sale where I just know, okay, this did not come out very well. Like, I did not click with this lady at all. Real quick, David said I look really sleepy. I'm not sleepy. It's the eye drops. I don't know if you guys heard. I got LASIK, so that's what's going on. The eye drops kind of keep my eyes stuck together as far as the apparently make me stupid too, as far as the steroids and the antibiotics. Yeah, they make my eyes just like, so I look high all the time. But anyhow, so the most ridiculous thing, I don't think she and I clicked at all. And I'm doing my normal presentation, but after I got done, she literally interrupts everything I'm saying. It's like, well, one of the things that you need to know is that this and this high school is known for the best proms in the state. Oh, okay. The reason, I expect every school to be confident about their proms. They should be. Although they were, why would they be looking at a different DJ? But the reason I say that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard at a sales meeting, or the craziest, because it was literally right after the students told me how bored they were at the prom. And I had like this whole, I always do my research, and I'll pull up what students thought about the dances thanks to Twitter, whether it's homecoming or prom. And, I'm like, look, here's what people are saying about your dances. And I didn't have the heart to tell. I was like, no. People complained. They didn't like the music. They wanted to leave. And I'm like, I'm not going to make this sale. I already know I'm not going to make this sale. It's like the one sale every couple of years. I'm like, if I could leave right now, I would, because I think they were just having me there just to fill the 3 quote thing. Some of the questions they were asking were very weird. Some of the things they were telling me, like, completely irrelevant. I don't get a lot of ridiculous things really at school dances or school sales meetings, because I'm dealing with, Student Government Association. At proms, I'm dealing with the leadership class or the junior class. And for the most part, they're pretty well organized. So I don't get many crazy things being asked. Now I do have people that tell me things that the DJs have pitched them that are absolutely ridiculous. Or I've told them, like, I have one DJ that subcontracts everything. He's known as the subcontracting king in Orlando, and then tells the school that, we've used him in the past. Bruh, I've seen your decorations. No, we did not. Or there was another DJ that told the school that it's okay to crowd scan, that he has a special variance. And there is a variance where you can crowd scan. I know him. He does not. He doesn't even have a variance, period. So I'm really surprised that he would bring up the word variance when he doesn't have one. It's like, bro, you want the school to ask you for yours? Like, hey, can I get your variance? Yeah, here you go. It's invisible. So, yeah, weddings, like, just on the flip side, man, I hear a lot of ridiculous things at weddings, mostly because people hear or, read ideas on the Knot and Wedding Wire. Hold on a second. And those 2 websites are just absolutely awful in terms of ideas. I can't even recall some of the stuff that I've heard. Ooh, I know one. It was a Mexican wedding, and they told me that it was a Mexican tradition. Now, I'm Latino, I'm not Mexican, but I've never heard this. I have Mexican friends that have not heard this before. But there is a tradition where, they have, like, some of them do, like, the ribbon where they wrap around the bride and groom. This one, they kind of twisted and said, well, after we, what we do is the bridesmaids will take the groom in the bathroom and completely undress him, and then they wrap a ribbon around him. Like, I think you got that messed up. I don't recall it being like that. And the group kept looking at me like, bruh, don't ruin this for me, man. Like, it was definitely weird. Or I had one where, oh my gosh, this was nuts. And again, I know I'm going on a tangent, kind of related to the question. Coolest bride ever. and she tells me her first dance song. For some reason, she brought her grandmother with her. Okay, whatever. And our grandmother didn't pay for jack shit, so I don't know why she's there. She tells me the first dance song, and it was unconventional. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like anything bad. It was just a little bit bouncier than a traditional first dance. And, she told me that was literally the song that she remembers when she met her fiance. And they had a whole backstory. I'm like, oh, well, this is great. Actually, this is going to be a good, song choice with knowing that backstory. And the grandmother's like, I don't like that song. You're going to choose this one. I'm sorry, what? I'm like, everything the bride wanted to do, this woman's like, I don't like that. And I could tell the bride was like getting upset. And the grandmother left to, I don't know, like get the sand out of her or something, whatever the heck she did. And I told the bride, I'm like, listen, I'm not listening to a damn thing your grandmother says. She didn't pay, and even if she did, it's your name on the contract, so she can bug off for all I care. So, yeah, grandmother came back in, and, literally she's talking about the catering. She goes, oh, by the way, don't forget, we need to change your food because I don't like what you chose. I don't think it goes together. I'm like, look, honestly, it's not your wedding. And she's like, excuse me? I'm like, it's not. Like, look, she's already stressed enough as it is. Let her have her own thing. Yeah. And she's like, it's like, we should cancel our contract with you. Well, that's great. You didn't sign the contract, nor did you pay, so I don't really care what the hell you think. Come the day of the wedding, she did not want to talk to me at all. I wonder why. So that's that story in a nutshell. That was the most ridiculous sales thing in general. Schools, I don't get as much as ridiculousness. Thank goodness. Isaac GDO says, do you think it'll be worth switching from a DJM S9 to the new Rane 72 mixer? I don't have a lot of fond feelings about Pioneer right now. I just don't like a company that won't answer emails because I'm having some issues with the S9 and it doesn't want to, that doesn't want to work with reviewers, period. And I don't care about, send me some gear so I can review. No, I'm talking like, hey, I'm a DJ Expo. I want to cover some of your stuff. No, we're busy taking photos for our Facebook. Oh, okay. I've got twice the many followers and 10 times more views than you do, but that's fine. You worry about that. That bugged me, so whatever. In a completely unbiased as far as the gear itself, no, the Rane is going to absolutely blow the S9 out of the water if the sound quality is the same, which isn't that difficult because Pioneer boards don't really have that good of a sound coming out of them. I've said this for a long time. And I think that's most DJ mixers. Unless you're using a Rane or Allen and Heath, I always find myself going out into something like my Yamaha AG06X to basically have a low output coming out of my mixer so it's not distorted. Because these are digital mixers, not analog. So at least analog mixers, you hear distortion. Digital mixers just cap it. So it just sounds like really overly compressed. So, hang on one second here. David asked about buying a Push 2 without the software upgrade. I have no idea what a Push 2 is. If you can tell me a little bit more, I can certainly try to answer as best as possible. But if I don't know what it is, I may not be able to. But anyhow, the real question is, how well do the buttons work? I mean, the Rane 72 is really well thought out, as is the S9. And there's a lot of DJs hating on the Rane, but they always hate it on, on everything. Like, they're just haters in general. And it's going to matter if Jazzy Jeff switch. Honestly, that's the way that I gauge it. Because the Pioneer S9 took off the moment, in my opinion, that Jazzy Jeff was on that Pioneer. Kind of like what Z-Trip did with was it the 62 or the 64? So let's see if Jazzy Jeff switches. And then you're going to see other people switch. And I think it's going to snowball from there on. I love my S9. It's a great mixer. I love the little paddle shifts. I could not really feel, or I can't really comment either on the Rane's version, but the fact that you can flip them around, that's pretty cool. The fact that on the actual pads, you have an option of, there's a blank slate. So, a lot of these things are already pre-mapped to the max. This one gives you an extra set of MIDI channels so you can map your own pads as you need to. Sorry a second, my wife just texted me, and I got to answer that one right away. That's the most important question of all. So, we'll see. I did ask Rane about, hey, are you guys working with reviewers? And they said, yes, they will. So, I'll see if maybe I can get a sample. We'll do a comparison, and we'll see how good those sound. So, I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. Let's see here. Next question. DJ Scandal asks. And remember, those in the chat, leave your questions below. I will try to answer I'll try to answer all as possible, or as much as possible. I think we've got like maybe 4 questions left and a few minutes left, so we should have enough time there. Let's see here. So 1 second, more questions are coming in, so I'm just trying to copy and paste what I can do. The chat is having their own conversation there, and that's usually typical. So let's see here. DJ Scandal, haven't heard you really comment on Chave products. Is that personal preference or a part of business dealers? I am a reviewer, and I try not. I won't be bought. So it's not like if, I mean, you guys know I do a lot of ADJ stuff. It's not like if ADJ says, hey, we need to review this, and it's garbage, that I'm going to review it. No. Now, that doesn't mean if I don't review a product, it's garbage. It just means, like, there's some stuff that I'm like, no, I don't like it. I don't think my clientele will use it. I don't want to say a cheaper DJ, but will a beginner DJ go for it? Absolutely. Will somebody, with a smaller scale operation? Sure. It's not my thing. My reviews aren't reviews as much as they are, hey, this is what I have. This is why I love it, and I think this is why you will too. Now, that all being said, when I first started this, for the first maybe 3 years that I was with, A Premier, that I started with 4 schools only, yeah, we used nothing but Chave. And just speaking honestly, I had some issues. I did not get the customer service that I thought I deserved, not just being a customer, but somebody that has bought tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm sure, I don't know if they've changed or not. I don't keep track of that anymore. But then ADJ started putting out some really cool gear, stuff that caught my attention, stuff that I thought was innovative. So I switched, and I am very brand loyal. I don't switch different brands, or I don't buy different brands. And that's with everything, lights, speakers. I have like maybe 2 different brands of speakers for that. 3 now, but my guns, it's usually 1 brand. Vehicles, everything for the most part is 1, 2 brands at the most. And I believe that, loyalty will allow you to get a better treatment. You should get a better treatment. So if there's an issue, I know that a company will take care of me. That being said, before I started doing reviews and everything for ADJ, I knocked some out. Like, I did the one on the Spherion and the UFO, and that got ADJ's attention. They contacted me. They're like, hey, we'd love to maybe work with you as far as getting you, like different products that you can review and then you can send back when you're done, because, we don't get stuff for free, no matter what anybody thinks. Even the big reviewers, you don't get stuff for free. And they're like, we just, would love to work with your channel and get you some viewers. So that kind of worked there, but it's not just ADJ. There's been other companies too. You have Ultimate Ears, Yamaha. I mean, that's how it works. Whether it's myself or even John Young, we get gear, we review it, we send it back. Now, in my case, I'm like, no. I'm not just borrowing it for a week. You better have that on long term, because if I'm going to recommend something, I need to make sure it can last through a couple of gigs. So you'll see that. Now, 9 out of 10, if I did a review on it, I wound up buying it, because I like it, I incorporate it into my business, and that's why I feel my reviews are different than everybody else's. And not that anybody else is doing them wrong, but they're reviews. Mine are recommendations. It's like, hey, I use this, I recommend it. So that all being said, that is why ADJ has sponsored my seminars, because just like I'm loyal to ADJ, they've been loyal to my seminars. And guys, my seminars are not cheap, as any good seminar speaker, in my opinion. They shouldn't be cheap. So after you're done with food, hotel, travel, and speaking costs, that takes time and money, and a lot of shows can't afford that because DJs bitch about a $100, $200 ticket. So the manufacturers pick that up. And for example, I've had several years ago, the Las Vegas DJ show, I had Your DJ Drops. They did sponsored my seminar. So hopefully that kind of answers that. It's not necessarily, DJs buying me out, I'm on their payroll. I'm not on their payroll. I wish, because I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't have health insurance. I'm guessing ADJ offers health insurance. So, but then at the same time, if I did work for a lighting company, it kind of makes my reviews super biased. So it's one of those things, that you kind of got to keep in mind. Let's see here. Kwame Shazas, first time on live chat. Like what you're doing. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Oscar and David are talking about the Push 2. The Ableton controller. Yeah, I have actually not used the Push 2. I can tell you that I have used, there's certain controllers that I just can't stand. Novation being one of them, because it's not straight MIDI. It's MIDI, but you have to use their app, and their app has to be running. I don't like stuff like that. But as far as the Push 2, I have not used the Push 2 at all. So I'm sorry that I can't answer that one on you. Tucky Fry Gast asks, what is my channel about? So Geared First originally started as Master School Dances, which was basically some reviews and tips. That eventually evolved because I wanted to do or cover more than just school dances, and I wanted to cover more than just DJ gear. My friend Joe Fuccini, kind of pushed us, like, Arnaldo, you need to not pigeonhole yourself into school dances and really talk about multiple kinds of events. And not just DJ, but also for lighting designers, for laser designers, for people that like gear in general. And especially since I have things that I may be covering about, I actually have a review on a drone that's coming up. I have some what I call the cheap Amazon stuff that I've been reviewing, because some people like to buy a little quick cheap crap from Amazon. Like I just had this one. Not to be fair, they sent me this one, but a couple of those companies do that to the notable reviewers. And it's called Wahey. It's a little like Bluetooth speaker, and I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna torture test the hell out of this thing, but it actually sounds pretty good. I was surprised because it's like $30, right? So I'm trying to come up with like Amazon ideas, like gift ideas under $30, and this was one of them. And it doesn't sound bad at all. I was like, damn, whoops, I think I just broke it. Just kidding. I'm like, that's impressive. So I do have some other non-industry related reviews that are coming out that I'm excited about sharing for sure. David Robot says, I have a Gemini G2V controller. I want to connect it to a Native Instruments controller, so a 4-channel control. Which Native Instruments controller do you recommend? Okay, let me take a look real quick at the G2V, because I know the Native Instrument controller, but I'm not familiar with the G2V. Let's see, G2V. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. So you want to have it to a Native Instruments controller, so you have 4-channel output. I'm guessing you're using Virtual DJ, because no way in hell would that really work in Serato. What I'm trying to figure out is how you would have 4 channels when the G2V only has, I think it looks like 2. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So you would actually need a 4-channel mixer more than anything else. I definitely don't see a 4-channel deck coming out of that thing. So, yeah, and there's only input mix on the back. So I'm not quite sure how you would exactly do that, to be honest with you. I don't want to say it's a limited controller, but it is a limited controller as far as it's not like it has a built-in mixer that you can do individual sources and switch between USB and that source. So I don't think I can be of much help there. Sorry about that. Let me know if you want to clarify if I can be a little bit better. Let's see here. We're just down to the last couple of questions, and we're almost done with the time. So, because I want to only make it a 30-minute stream. So, if you guys have any questions, now's your chance to put them down below. Tim says the streams you did before your cruise were great. I was talking about the Gear First giveaways and educational. Thanks for all the giveaway sponsors. Thanks for watching, Tim, especially since I know a couple in the UK, or you guys in the UK couldn't win, but you tuned in, especially late night. So I definitely appreciate that. Derek Dooley asked, did I ever get to use the RCF 745A, and what's your opinion of the sound quality? Thanks in advance. No, not the 745, but I think we own, is it the 315A? Hang on, if I see it, I can tell you. RCF 315A, inventory, where are we at? Yes, we own the RCF ART 315As. You know, they're not insanely loud, like let's say the Yamaha or the EV-ETX or, something like that would be. But they sounded really good. I mean, we got them at a steal, right? Because I remember they were like $600 each, and we bought we bought a few pairs, and it was like $700 each, or the pair. So we jumped on it for sure. So I'm not familiar with the 745As, but the 315s, they were great. As far as speaker brand, though, I mean, I've told you, I've been really fond of the Yamaha and the EV stuff, and that is pretty much what I would recommend for sure. David says, what about the X1 running through, or the Z1 running through the NI software? I don't know if the Z1 is a 4-channel, because it's a budget controller, so I don't think you're going to get 4 channels out of that thing. Yeah, there's no way you're going to get 4 channels out of that. The only way that you could... The only way you could do it is if you connect that and the G2V to Virtual DJ, and then you do your own mapping, right? So you could have decks 1 and 3. Let's say, for example, or let's say decks 1 and 4, because I do inverse. So 1 and 4 can be on the left and right of your G2V, and then you have decks 2 and 3 on channels 1 and 2 of your Z1. Then the Z1 output would go to the back of the G2V. The G2V says that it has a mix in. I just don't know where that mix out switch is. So I'm trying to find it here. Hang on. Let's see. I do not see where the... If it's on one of the faders that you need for a volume, then it's technically, you can only run 3 channels at a time. But that is one of the options you could try. Can't tell you it'll work. I don't see why it wouldn't. But I think that's really your only choice that you would have. So other than that, I believe that is it. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Let me go ahead and just kind of fill you in on what's going to happen in the channel. We've got some things coming up. I do have my homecoming season starting this week. So Oscar says that it's on the aux in. So yeah, to the Z1, to the aux in, map it out in Virtual DJ, and you should be good to go. Just watch your line structure or your gain structure. So anyhow, I got my homecoming season starting next week, so things are going to be absolutely hectic. So I don't know how many videos I'll put out. I still have a whole bunch of stuff from DJ Expo. Let's talk about reviews. So first of all, I have the drone review that I'm going to do. I have a review on some regular gear, as far as not like non-DJ gear, but I have like a couple of truck lights that I was going to do. I have some recessed LEDs. I have, again, that speaker that we just looked at. There's a couple other things too. I have the ADJ color string, the UHB bars, hopefully the Entourage Cyclone when and if comes out. And I already said the color strand, the drone. So yeah, there's a few things that are coming out. Again, plus a whole bunch of other videos in between, tutorials and everything else. And hopefully in a month, I will have all the news on Light Rider here at Gear It First. So David asks, he doesn't know which of the controllers to choose. Well, if you're using Virtual DJ, just get a 4-channel controller. You know, like if you're looking for some budget, look at the American Audio VMS5. I've used it, much more stable than the VMS4. And native 4-channel. Go with that. Call it a day. You'll be good. Let's see here. You know, for some reason, my Gobo projector, I don't know if you guys see, it keeps blinking, and it's plugged into the wall. So, I don't know what the heck's going on. I think there's something that's messing with the IR. Like, I think, yeah, it might be my little thing that's turning it on and off, but whatever. So, anyhow, guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in to Gear It First. My name's Ronaldo Offerman. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. You guys have a great evening, a good night, and God bless.